Welcome to the Success Journey Show. Let's travel together through the lives of individuals on the road to success.
Hey, what's going on, travelers? It is Ricky Venters and Marlon Madden, and we are back with you for another week of the Success Journey Show. What is going on? We have missed you guys. Marlon, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing fine, Rick. Man, I'm just I'm enjoying life actually.
Yeah.
You know, even though they have these ups and downs, the divots, the corners, the hills, the valleys, I am really enjoying life.
Nah, love it. Same here, man. You know, it's been you look at the challenges and that you face, and you know, every single day is something different. You know, every single day is something different. But in my head, it's just, you know, if I can just make it through today, I know I will see, you know, how much stronger I've gotten tomorrow, how much more knowledgeable I've gotten tomorrow. You know, just all these different things have been on the path of improvement, the journey of, you know, realizing your full potential. So, man, I am excited about life, taking all the good with the bad and striving with it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The family's good, Rick?
Yes. Yeah. The family is great, and likewise.
My family's good. We're enjoying it. You know, we because of the pandemic, a lot of home improvements are being made.
Oh yeah.
Right. You could call it the honey to-do list. I just call it my third eye.
Yeah.
Right. So I see we see. Let's say it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
We see some different projects, and some things you do it yourself because you have the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just to expand my horizons and my, like you say, your full potential of what I can do.
Yeah.
I do a lot of different things, and one of these days when we have a show, because we have the screen now, we could flip the screen and I could go through some of my projects and show people what I've been doing.
Oh yeah. Take them on a walk, man.
Take them on a walk
around the property.
Yeah, on a property.
Yeah.
It's not 52 acres, but it's a property.
Yeah. Let's do that. All right, man. Let's jump into it. Marlon, why don't you share with our first-time listeners and also our returning listeners just a little bit about where they can find our podcast and more information about us.
Oh, well, hey, listeners, you guys know I'm not going to be too long-winded. So thesuccessjourneyshow.com. Thesuccessjourneyshow.com, that is our website. And then if you go to Instagram, if you go to any of the platforms, Facebook is the Success Journey Show. If you go to Twitter, it's success_show. So anything that where you want to find us, give us some information, any podcast platform that you can find.
Absolutely. And remember, we are on YouTube now. So all of our shows are on YouTube. So if you listen to this right now, you're going to want to go ahead and switch over to YouTube. You can still listen to YouTube without watching it, but it's still the same time that just you're going to miss out a lot of the experience if you're not seeing us live, man. So we're going to jump right into it. Again, so glad to see all of our travelers back with us. This is our first episode of our new season. And man, we're excited because we have some exciting guests coming to talk with you during this season and listening to their journey. Today, we have the privilege and honor to have a speaker, a best-selling author. Listen, a best-selling author. I didn't just say an author, a best-selling author, high-performance success coach, wellness expert, and CEO of SaunaView. Now listen, she is on a mission to inspire and teach you proven and effective ways to embrace a better life. Not just a better life, a life that is richer, happier, healthier, and more fulfilling. Now listen, if you weren't excited by what I just shared with you now, I know your excitement is going to go up even more as I introduce to you none other than Janet McKee. Janet, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Ricky and Marlon. Thank you so much for inviting me on your awesome show. I am privileged to be here. It's
an honor. So glad to have you here with us and just sharing with our travelers, just to give you a little insight. So we call them travelers because we have identified the Success Journey Show as it is, a journey, right? And we want people to come on this journey and travel with us on to not only our road to success, but their road to success as well. So why don't you start off by just sharing with our travelers just a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am, as you already mentioned, a speaker and author and all that jazz. but that's just a bunch of titles. What I really am is I'm a person that went through extreme challenges in my life. I hit a wall in every area of my life. And because of those extreme challenges, I have discovered the most amazing secrets, I believe, to living a successful life. And that's not just success in business, it's success in every area of life. And I think that's a requirement. And I'm just excited about sharing these discoveries with the world because they are a bit different than what you've heard before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. You know, the first thing that I noticed is that you're in the space that everybody looks up to is, you know, a lot of people look up to, I should say, is corporate America, right? And your climb through corporate America, I know that influenced the way how you saw what was true happiness. But can you just give us a little insight of what was that journey like climbing the ladder in corporate America, especially as a female?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was always a high achiever. So it kind of came naturally to me early on in my career. And because of that, I was really focused on my career. And that was the only thing that was important to me. And I gave it my all. And actually, it was interesting the way you asked that question, because I'm not one to ever like have an issue about like maybe being a woman or whatever. Okay. I recognize that everybody's different and there are certain aspects that are expected of a woman, and I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not like one of those feminists, whatever, but because of that, I guess I knew that I had to work even harder, that I had to maybe prove myself, or I thought I did, prove myself even more. And so I would be the first one in the morning, the last one there at night, right? But I climbed the ladder really efficiently because of that incredible focus and dedication that I had and commitment to achievement that drove everything in my life at that time. Yeah. But actually, Marlon, all of that stress and struggle, and that's what I thought. I thought I had to stress more and struggle more to get to the next level. And because of that, I developed a very serious autoimmune disease. And I, prior to that, I was a young, athletic, aggressive career woman. And I landed in the hospital with an illness I couldn't understand and couldn't control. The doctors gave me no hope. As a matter of fact, they said to me, well, Janet, there's two options. Either we can give you a medication that causes cancer, or we can start removing your organs. And I was in bad shape, completely debilitated by a health challenge. But something came over me. And, Ricky and Marlon, only you can describe what this is. It came over me, this thought, no. I'm not going to do either one of those, right? It was a power much greater than me that came over. And I got myself out of the hospital, and through a few years of trial and error, completely learned how to heal my body naturally and became passionate about helping others. So I left the corporate world and went to Columbia University to study health and wellness. But I was doing that for decades with great success, and not only helping others prevent and reverse health challenges, but even just be healthy and whatever. Yeah. But as I was doing that, I ran into the next two walls in my life. One, my husband of 26 years walked out in an hour's notice from me and our son, left me not only heartbroken and our family ripped apart, but left me on the brink of financial disaster. Because not long before he left, he put liens on all of these investment properties that I developed when I was in the corporate world for financial stability for our family, to buy a business that at the time he was leaving, the business was failing. So I felt like I was standing on thin ice, and the roof above my head was a house of cards, because he not only put liens on all my investment properties, he put a lien on the home where we lived. So, I mean, when people say they've been through challenges, we've all been through challenges, right? And I know it too. Health challenge. I almost died in the hospital. Now I'm healthier than ever with no illness whatsoever, no medication whatsoever. The doctors told me it was impossible. Husband walked out, hours notice, left me completely heartbroken and destroyed. Brink of financial disaster, brink of bankruptcy. So I've been through it all. Maybe not at all. I know everybody has their own stories, but I've been there, done that. But because of that, it led me out around the world. I mean, you asked me about climbing the corporate ladder. It was the next climb that I had to do
Correct.
Out around the world and stay with world masters in success, achievement, positivity, high performance, abundance, right? All of these self-improvement, business people. And each one was like a delicious morsel that I would taste and savor. But did you ever like go to all those seminars and read all those books, but you still weren't getting to where you thought might be possible for you?
Yes.
And I was frustrated, but it was only until I started to put it all together and what I call this delicious recipe that everything began to change for me. And I started sharing it with others, and everything has begun to change for the people that I've been speaking with. So that's why I'm thrilled to be here today to share what I discovered with you and your listening audience.
Wow, man.
Man, what a story.
So far, man.
You know, what an experience, not a story, an experience.
Experience. You know, it really got me when you first started off and saying that, with the challenges, you had these challenges, but that through these challenges, it's building something in you. And, a lot of people, they hear that and, and they look at their life, and they even heard your story so far and said, hey, wow, that's a challenge, but this is what I'm going through. It's always that, but I did this, but this has happened to me. Can you talk a little bit about, as you was going through those transitionings before you were hitting those walls, and just kind of like the mental mindset outside of just saying, hey, just knowing that, you have to do it, but more so the every day when you had to get up every single day and live this, you had to look at yourself every single day and say, man, I'm going through physical pain. I'm going through marital pain. I'm going through financial pain. Like, how did you approach that every single day in order to get where you are right now in a holistic state of mind?
Oh, Ricky, I don't even know how to describe it. There was times I had no hope. Like, I really thought when I was ill, I was just giving up. I thought I was going to die. I mean, I didn't know what to do. It was so awful. And same thing after my husband left, and the fear and anxiety that I had over money and finance. I mean, I had to support a home for our son. And it was just so scary that there were times, I mean, let's just be honest, I thought about ending it. I mean, really. And I just admit that openly because people need to know that sometimes you land in those moments where you don't think you have any hope. But hopelessness is and we're going to talk about the whole stressless success concept. It's a very low vibration energy. You're just giving up, and you can climb out of that. And then I don't know what your faith is, what your belief is, but there's always this power within us that if we could just take a moment and tap into it, that's where all the answers are. The answers aren't outside of you. They're within you. And that's what I want everyone to learn today is they've got the power within them no matter what they're facing, no matter what is happening in their lives. I mean, people might look at me and say, oh, you're successful. You probably came from whatever. No, my father came from a really poor farm town in Italy, and he was an immigrant in this country, and he was treated really poorly as an immigrant. I mean, this might resonate, right? And he just built his own business. He was a barber. He literally stood every day and cut one head at a time, cut hair. And that's how he saved every penny and supported our family. I didn't come from any wealth, any money, right? But I learned so much from him. He taught me just about dedication and fortitude and, not giving up. And so I guess some of that was in me and I just tapped into it. But there's a greater power too.
Right, correct. Yeah, absolutely. No, you're so right, man. Go ahead, Marlon.
Yeah, what I like is your approach at things. You see, a lot of people look on the outward. They try to, if I get a better job that pays me, I have a job that's paying me $100,000. If I get a job that pays me $150,000, I'll be able to afford this. Now I can get a nicer car. They're always looking at that exterior, right? What I like is what you talk about is that within, that you try to fix the person before you fix anything else. And that stressless success shift, I'd really like you to talk about that.
Okay, that's brilliant. I love the way you asked that question because you're already getting that So and let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with the more money, the car,
hey, nothing at all.
That is awesome. But the thing is, because I'm all for that. I want everyone to achieve incredible abundance in love, health, everything that you want. Absolutely. And it's there for you. But the thing to understand is that power is within you. We believe, and that is a sign of a high performer, by the way, somebody that's achieved some level, whether it's in their relationships, in their health, in their career, in their hobbies, in their spirituality, whatever, but they're always looking to get to the next level. That is admirable, by the way.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But we believe that once we get the house, once we get the car, once we get the relationship, then we'll be happy. So we stress and struggle to try to get to happy.
Yes.
And which is the car, the house, the whatever. Okay. And what I discovered is, yes, you will achieve some level of success. I mean, look, through all my stress and struggle, I did achieve some very elevated positions in the corporate world. But I would have achieved greater success more easily if I would have understood what I understand now. So when we stress and struggle to achieve what we want, we put up walls of resistance. And those walls block opportunities and solutions and possibilities from coming to you. And when you learn to take that stressless success shift, which we're going to talk about today, I'm sure, you begin to break down those walls of resistance, and things start to happen for you. Things that you never would have even thought of. Like, have you ever had like serendipity, right? Something just like happens. That's because you're in the flow. It's just like an athlete. Right? Have you ever heard about athletes being in the flow? You got to be in the flow to score that touchdown. Right? It's the same of your life. If you want to move the ball down the field and score that touchdown of your life, you got to get in the flow. And that flow is just an amazing, expanded and elevated energy. But we've got to make that shift from stress to success. And we'll talk about that more here today.
Love it.
Travelers, I hope you were listening. When we weren't playing when we said we were coming out strong out the gate. It's this right here. What Janet is saying today is resonates so much with the messaging that we've been pushing for the last 2 years on this show. And one thing we've always been trying to get everyone to understand is that from within, man, and knowing that it's already in you, it's already in you here. And a lot of times we get distracted by the things that are external, and those things that are external drive our motives. They just drive our decisions and things of that nature. And then before we know it, we don't even know who we are. And then we got to go back and recalibrate, right? So in talking about the recalibration, you went on the journey to understand wellness in food and how to really treat your body and things of that nature. Can you talk about just that aspect of your development and what you found to be helpful for yourself?
Ricky, awesome. Because wellness is the foundation of a successful life. It's absolute foundation. But think about it. We often do the opposite. We think if we stay up late and we get up early and we quote unquote kill ourselves to get that job accomplished or to get to that promotion or get the more money, all that jazz, we're doing it all wrong. Because that's when we get burned out and we get worn out and develop illnesses and all kinds. And what good are you going to be? Right. But also in 20 years of research of the world's most accomplished people that we participated in, which by the way, when I say world's most accomplished, I don't just mean accomplished in business. I mean people that value their relationships. They value their health and wellness. They value their hobbies and their free time. They value their spiritual life, whatever that means. That could be anything at all. I had one client, I said, how do you find peace in your life? He said, on the golf course. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand that. I don't know whoever created that game, whoever invented the little ball with the little club has to get in the little hole 200 yards away. That's the most stressful thing I ever had.
Yeah.
Have you ever played? Awful. So anyway, the point is, whatever that is, right? They value these various areas of their life. And of course, when things are going well in your relationships, your job goes better, your career, right? And when you're feeling it, but wellness, every single person we studied that is accomplished in all of these areas of their life, they knew that wellness was the foundation. When you get enough high quality rest. right? You know how even when a challenge happens, you can handle it better. You know, when you're exhausted, everything is a struggle.
Yes.
So you got to get rest. You got to drink your real water, fresh water, right?
Yeah.
You got to eat real food grown from Mother Nature, the way Mother Nature intended. As a matter of fact, it's part of my wellness business. Just let me mention, Marlon, I think you did the introduction. You're one of the first people you actually pronounced the name of my company correctly, Sonaview.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm so impressed. No, it's okay. I take any pronunciation, Sonaview, whatever. But Son is Latin for health and wellness, and it's a view into how to live a healthier and happier life. And as part of Sonaview, we have an organic farm. So I bring people to my farm. You guys are invited, my guests, complimentary. Please come to my farm and stay sometime. It's all about getting back to the rhythms of Mother Nature. It's common sense. You go to bed when it gets dark up. You wake when it's sleep. You drink fresh water. You eat real food. You move your body. You breathe fresh air. Is that complicated?
Correct.
No.
Correct.
Foundation. Because then when you take care of yourself, you feel good mentally, emotionally, physically, right? You got the energy and clarity to think clearly, to accomplish things, to be productive, it's easier to have that positive energy that we're going to talk about because everything's energy.
Nice.
Man, that self-care that you're talking about, you know, a lot of people are figuring it out now that they need that self-care because it's like, I always tell people, it's like you're on an airplane. When you get on an airplane, the first thing they tell you is if they're in case of any disaster and that mask falls, put it on yourself first before you help anybody else.
I love that analogy. I love that. And you know, it's more important. And this is one of the good things that's happening right now because of the pandemic. Hopefully people are saying, okay, wait a minute. But of course, we're learning how to have better personal hygiene. But how can I take care of myself? How can I take care of myself so that I have a strong immune system? Right? I mean, that's key. That's key. That's all you got to do. You don't have to have fear.
Absolutely.
You don't have to have any fear about what's happening.
Absolutely.
You have the ability. Just do what I said, and you're going to be fine.
I mean, you mentioning that, you know, just the whole pandemic that we're in, you know, and with having your resort, you know, how has that impacted what you're doing? And have you seen an influx of people coming in because of this fact that say, hey, I want to boost my immune system? Or have you had it fizzled off just because of fear of people staying home in different areas?
Well, actually, it's kind of interesting. I spent a year writing this book, Stressless Success, and I never could have planned better.
Yeah, hold that up again so people can see it.
I'm sorry. I just had it sitting there, just out of habit.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, perfect.
I couldn't have planned better, Ricky, releasing a book about stress the month before the pandemic hit. I mean, how does that happen? That happens.
Yeah.
And there's a whole part about wellness in here. That's what I mentioned. That happens when you're in the flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know a year before that there was going to be a pandemic hit and everything else that's happened, right, in this country and around the world. I didn't know that. I wrote a book about stress, and of course, there's a whole wellness piece. So that's what happens when you live based on what I say. But a lot of people have come to me, and I get a lot of interviews asking both about managing stress and about your wellness. I get a lot of that now. So it's been an interesting opportunity. But the book, and as a matter of fact, if I can just mention, because of everything that's happening, I decided to give the book away for free. I'm not in the business of selling books. I'm in the business of getting this information into people's hands. And this opportunity to be interviewed on your podcast has given me that opportunity as well. But stresslesssuccess.com, by the way, is a place people can get an immediate free 3-day banish burnout. And they have the option, you don't have to, but you have the option to receive a free paperback. You just have to pay shipping and handling. But I just decided, and they can get it on Amazon, that's fine. But I decided to give it away because I want people to have it.
Love it.
Love it. Talk about managing stress. There's some people that's in corporate America that they're just like, that's my life though. I have do-outs. I still have the family dynamics at home, but I still have those do-outs. I still have to get into work. I still have to be there late because of the responsibilities that's put on my shoulder. How do you talk about managing that stress when it comes to that part?
Okay, first of all, right, there's so many stress management workshops and people are like, yeah, right. Okay, you don't understand my life. Get out of here. And And so I like to first have everybody understand what's happening. When you are stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode. You might have heard that. But what's really happening, right? Your body goes into fight or flight mode, and it drains blood from your brain and goes to your extremities. Because if a tiger is attacking you, you need to decide to either fight or run.
Yeah.
Right? So blood drains from your brain. So think about that. As somebody in a professional environment or whatever you're dealing with stress on, if blood is drained from your brain, you can't even think clearly to deal with the very things that you need to have clarity on and, that energy of thinking. So when you're stressed, you're destroying your ability to think clearly. But also, of course, it suppresses your immune system, which is really important to know right now. It increases inflammation, which is what my illness was all about. And then also it messes up your ability to sleep. It messes your melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. So we just talked about that if you're exhausted, how can you even deal with the things that challenge you?
Correct.
So knowing that stress completely destroys your ability to deal with stress is the number one, just to understand why it's so critical. Yeah. But too many people out there talk about, oh, you just need to think positively, right?
I saw that. Yep, that's the different part that you said is kind of different to the term that everybody has. I want you to talk about that. Yes.
Yeah.
So guess what? It does not work. It's wrong. Okay, so people are like, what? What's she talking about? She's crazy. So, okay, you might think so, but hang in there with me.
Yeah.
But so of course, when things are going well, right? And you got that momentum going and you're thinking positively and you're feeling great. Sure, you want to keep that going and think more positive thoughts.
Yeah.
But when you're facing a challenge, right? Something really serious happened.
Yeah.
Like I'm dying in the hospital and the doctor giving me no hope. Or my husband just walked out and somebody says, oh, you just need to think positively. You'd be like, get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, don't even tell me that.
Look at the bright side.
You get more frustrated, because it's true. Because think about it. Yeah. Every thought has two sides of a coin. So let's say you're really fearful about something. Like I was really fearful about my financial situation, right? And if I just try to think positively, like, oh, I'm going to be fine. I have plenty of money, right?
Yeah.
That thought of being fine has the other side of it of being in bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
So because I was forcing a positive thought about something that I was upset about, I was putting more fear out into my energy. Let me explain how I discovered this and it will make more sense. I was working with clients on high performance consulting and all of this. I was working with the CEO of a $250 million company. And this woman, she said to me, Janet, my business is going well. I'm successful. This was before the pandemic hit. And she said, but the thing I'm worried about is I have pain in my abdomen. And I'm so concerned that even though my business is going well, all the stress and pressure of running a $250 million company, I think I'm so scared I'm developing a serious health challenge. She said, but don't worry. I heard all the talks. I took all the webinars. I attended all the seminars, read all the books about positive mindset. And I know all I need to do is go to bed at night and think positive affirmations, right? The whole mind and body connection. So I say positive thoughts to myself before I go to bed at night. And I said to her, Monica, what are you saying to yourself? She said, I go to bed at night and I say, I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm healthy. Does that sound positive to you? Okay. So she's forcing a positive thought. Marlon, I just have to say, you have the most infectious laugh. I love it. I'm going to record it and just like listen to it like all day long. I love it. I just have to tell you that. I just love it. So anyway, I realized she was forcing a positive thought about something that she was fearful about, but that was making the situation worse because she was putting more fear out there.
Wow.
So all of a sudden it occurred to me, the positive thinking, positive thoughts could be different than the way those thoughts make you feel. And it's actually the way you feel that creates your energy. And not to get technical, there's a little bit in my book about it. It has been proven in scientific research in quantum mechanics, which is a theory in quantum physics, that everything is energy. And this idea I share with you because this is the beginning of understanding the power for your life is inside of you.
Mm.
Everyone listening here has the power within them, because everything is energy. But you need to focus on the energy that you are giving out, because everything you give out is what comes back to you. So imagine now Monica's giving out the energy of fear around her health. So her health kept getting worse, even though she was forcing a positive thought. So I said to her, I'm like, okay, Monica, just stop right there. I could feel the fear.
Wow.
So I said, okay, imagine you're on a ladder and you're at the low rung of a ladder, right? And so I think of it as, I call them, and you probably may have heard this, these low energy vibration thoughts and feelings. It's the feeling, right? Fear, anger, guilt, shame. I've had them all, right? You're at the low rung of a ladder. If you try to leap to the top rung of a ladder in one leap, what's going to happen? You're going to fall off the ladder.
Exactly, a fall. Yep.
Break your leg or worse. Okay. You can't do it because she tried to leap to a thought that she didn't believe. She couldn't feel it. So I said, take one rung at a time. Let's just grab a hold of a rung, get a good grip with solid footing, because it feels better.
Yeah.
So I said to her, okay, Monica, you're a smart woman, right? Yes, I am. I'm like, okay, your body is telling you that something's out of balance, right? Yes, it is. That's a good thing. Your body's telling you, hey, Monica, you better pay attention. Something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. So now all of a sudden the pain's a good thing. All of a sudden we start to shift the energy of around the whole idea of being in pain.
Yeah.
And it's your body telling you, okay, now as soon as you get to the rung of the ladder that you're going too far, and it starts to feel uncomfortable, that's when you know, get off the ladder, walk away from the subject, let it go. You don't try to fight that fear of illness or something, or fear of finances, whatever. You don't try to fight those negative thoughts. When you fight against something, when you push against something, you give that thing the power. So just walk away and do anything and everything to feel good. So what is that? Okay, walk away from the subject that's upsetting. Just let it go for a while. Accept it, let it go. And do anything, right? I love to put on great music and sing and dance. I like sing and dance around my house, right? Especially in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth and getting dressed. Like I love really cool music and sing and dance. It just raises my energy. It elevates and expands the way I feel. It gets me in the flow, but I'm off the subject. Right? Just do anything that feels better. Gratitude, appreciation, get outside of Mother Nature, right? Get those negative ions from Mother Nature, which are actually positive for you, right? Play with your pet or your child or whatever you love to do. Just do something that makes you feel better, because it's how you feel that creates your energy, and it's your energy that creates your life. Then go back to the ladder.
Correct.
And you have clear thinking.
You're right.
You feel better. You have more energy that you can climb further.
Does
that make sense?
It makes sense, because like if you're a mechanic and you're working on say you were diagnosing a car, and you run into a block and you're working on it, because you have a train of thought, you'll be really stovepipe to think that this is the problem. It has to be this the problem. But sometimes when you leave that car, go do something else, and you come back and you look at it from a new vantage point, you find out, oh, I was going over there, but this is, if I did X, I'll figure out the problem. So you're absolutely right.
Exactly. Because you know what you did there? When you were in that stovepipe thing, which I love that analogy, because my son is a major car enthusiast. He's working on cars all the time. We're always like, he just changed the turbo engine in my Mini Cooper, whatever. Yeah, it's really cool. So anyway, he talks about that all the time. And he knows, because he lives with me, and he knows all this idea about energy, that when he's struggling, he can't get that bolt off. And he keeps fighting it and fighting it. He knows he's making it worse. And he just walks away. He clears his energy. But think about it on anything, when you get that stovepipe thinking, right? Because you're so focused on the problem. You block the energy of the solution.
Oh, man.
Man.
Think how that, right? What does the problem feel like? versus what is the hope or the possibility that a solution. There's solutions. There's solutions for everybody that's listening to this, for any problem you're facing. And there's solutions waiting for you outside your door. You just got to chill out and open that door and allow them in.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Man, travelers.
It's chilling out. Yeah.
Chilling out. I like it.
Travelers.
That's the secret. Just chill out. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Man, travelers, this is, I hope you're hearing this. I really, truly hope you are hearing this.
Especially this time, Rick.
Yeah, especially this time. If any other time right now, we're going through something that no one on this earth has experienced. And if they have, they're around the hundreds right now. So and they don't remember. But it's how do we deal with life? And that's what we're talking about here. Because one thing that is proven is that life is full of challenges. It's inevitable. Everyone's going to have them. Everyone's going to face them. What are you going to do to face those challenges? How are you going to face your stress? How are you going to move and be better? Because you have a couple options. Either you can improve, and push past it, or you can stay stagnant, which is going to eventually you're going to fall, or you can just completely give up. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not in the business of giving up at all. I'm not in the business of staying stagnant in my life. I want to keep building. And Janet is sharing with us the steps to do that today. Janet, thank you so much for sharing everything you've been sharing today. And one thing I know our travelers are, wanting to know, is, are there any daily routines that you can advise them to do, to make sure that even though they may not be in a challenge right now, but knowing that a challenge is going to come, that they can start preparing their minds right now to face those challenges that are going to come to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent question, because there's a lot behind that. First of all, you don't wait for a challenge to hit you in order to then try to get yourself out of the ditch, right? You don't wait till you're off the cliff, right, to try to get up. And you had mentioned right before the break, you had mentioned about challenges and so forth. And just first of all, when a challenge happens, we've all had challenges, right? And each one of us learned something from our challenges. There's something about them that helped us to grow and become stronger and wiser. So, just pay attention when a challenge hits.
Yeah.
You can just say, okay, wait a minute. I've been through challenges before. I accept this happened. This is showing me something. This is teaching me something. What good may come of this, right? But let's go back to what you asked about, like habits, like things that you can do.
Yes.
And I just want to make sure these habits, you want to practice now. You want to practice every day. You don't wait for a challenge to hit you to then try to scramble and remember this conversation.
Yes.
Just like an athlete that's excellent at what they do, they practice every day.
Yes.
Just like a musician, they're excellent at their musical instrument. They practice every day. This, I'm going to ask everyone to begin to practice every day. And then it becomes second nature and becomes natural. And then the next time a challenge hits, you will notice you'll be more resilient, and you'll be able to not only recover from that challenge easier, but more quickly.
Yeah.
So here's what, of course, we talked about the wellness thing. That's foundation. You got to take care of yourself. But when you first wake up in the morning, that is your opportunity right there to grab hold of your inner power. Mm-hmm. By nature, all kinds of thoughts automatically flow to us when we first wake up in the morning. Like, oh no, I got to get up. I got to feed the dog. I got to get to work. I got to deal with my boss. I got trouble with my spouse. I got bills to pay, right? Mm-hmm. This all just naturally starts to come to us. And that's okay. Don't fight against those. And I have a section in my book that negative thoughts are actually a positive thing. We won't go there, but you don't want to fight against them. Yeah. Okay. They're just showing you, okay, but they feel uncomfortable. I want you to instead just let those go and begin to think thoughts that feel better. Like, oh, today's going to be an interesting day. I wonder what this interview is going to be like on this podcast with Ricky and Marla. Like, I bet this is going to be kind of fun. And you just start like playing with these thoughts that feel better. And it could be something as simple as, I love the pillow under my head, right? Yeah. I love the covers over my body, whatever. Okay, whatever it is, but you reach for those. You don't just allow those other thoughts to take over you. You have deliberate intent. You reach for a thought that feels better.
Yeah.
So I used to say all this thing to myself, and I started to notice that like cold days were happening and neat things were happening. Do you know what I say to myself now in the morning?
What's that?
I say, today is going to be the best day of my life.
Yes.
And I feel what it feels like. So what does it feel like to have another best day of your life? Like, what does that feel like to have one of your best days of your life? And I get that feeling and I sit with that feeling for a moment or two. Guess what I'm having? The best day of my life.
Yeah.
I get to meet Ricky and Marla, and I get to have this conversation, and we get to share this with the world. Like, could I ever want anything more than doing this right now in this moment? Like, this is the best day of my life. So do you see, I create that energy first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, I do things. I'm really big into wellness. So I drink fresh water. I eat real foods. I move my body. I breathe fresh air, right? I do all that. But then I practice. I practice all day long being aware of my energy. And there's a section of Stressless Success where I say, get out of your head and into your energy. I do not try to control my thoughts. I don't try to control all of my thoughts. Have you ever tried to control all of your thoughts?
Yeah.
I tried.
You crazy.
You can't do it because your thoughts are going in a million directions. So give it up. Okay. You can't.
Track. Yeah.
Yeah. You try to wrestle all those thoughts to the ground. Well, good luck. So your thoughts are going to win. Okay. So I get out of my head and into my energy, and just like, how do I feel? How do I feel? And I do anything. I told you, I dance and sing around my house when I'm getting ready in the morning, when I'm making my breakfast. And it's because I want to cultivate good energy.
Yeah.
Because this is the secret to success. Because when you then take action from good energy, you get good results. And it's all within you. You are no longer a victim of what's happening around you. You are no longer a victim of your spouse, of your boss, of the government, of the economy. You are not a victim. You've got the power within you to just create good feeling energy. And I'm telling you, then you take action from those good feelings, singing that song in your head, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And you will be stunned at the success that begins and struggle.
You know, it's funny, while you're speaking, right? It's funny. What I'm thinking about is Phil Jackson, and I don't know if it's gonna correlate. I don't know if that's me timing out or you guys.
Hold up, you're frozen. Yep, you
froze for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, go back. You said Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep.
So while I'm hearing you speak about the energy and everything, it's like Phil Jackson. I could only picture when Phil went into Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, all these guys that they're accomplished, and he's saying, listen, you have to create good energy. Let's sit down on the basketball floor, cross our legs Indian style, and go ahead and let's take some deep breath. Drink some fresh water that's beside you, Michael. Right? They must have been thinking like,
what in the world?
What in the world?
Yeah.
But that's what you have control over. You have the power of your own energy. And we just gave you all kinds of tools and things to do. Make a list of the things that help you feel good. Yes. In any situation, pull out that list.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes, it's not too bad, and one little thing can help you feel better. Sometimes I need my whole list.
Yeah.
I need to drink fresh water. I need to get outside. I need to dance and sing, and I'm still not feeling quite right. I keep working it and keep working. I don't panic. I don't, like, if something serious happens, I keep working it. I'll take a moment and pray or meditate. I do whatever I can to at least get me to that comfortable level of like acceptance and like peace and quiet.
Yes.
Right? Because it feels better. Remember, you're climbing the ladder. Just even try to go one rung up because you're going to be better off. Yeah, but it's all that's within you.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter what's happening around you. As a matter of fact, can you imagine there are people that are at peace no matter what's happening around them?
Correct.
That is like the most elevated way to live.
Yeah.
Because things are going to happen.
Correct.
Things are going to keep happening in the world and things around you. Okay. Do you want to live your life like stressing and struggling over those things? Or do you want to just take your power back?
Yeah.
Take back your power.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a proverb. I was reading a proverb earlier this week, and it was right in line with what you just said in terms of people just going one step at a time. And I can't find it off the top of my head, but or right on the spot. But it was in line with saying, hey, the person that tries to jump to the top is always going to be destroyed, but the person that takes one step at a time will receive wealth forever. And, not just talking about wealth and riches, but wealth and life, and having that holistic life. And exactly what you were talking about in the very beginning, Janet, just being successful everywhere in every component of life, in your finances, in your health, in your marriage, in your career, just having that holistic health, and that's what we want to really put out to the world, because we talk about this idea of success, and people get attracted to our show, and they feel they're going to find that the next quick thing, the remedy to the Success Journey Show. Oh man, we're going to get the shortcut, the abbreviated version to success. And Marla and I could both attest to it, just our travels in life, and where we are, and even where we are right now. Like, man, we say, wow, we're still traveling, and it's a process. You're going to keep doing it for your whole life. So, man, Janet, we really, really appreciate you sharing this. And I'm going to ask you two more things. And
so just let me say this is the shortcut, by the way. Remember, if you try to leap up the ladder, if you try to leap to the top, you're going to fall off and break your leg. This is the shortcut to success.
Yes. Woo, I like that. Oh,
wait, I have to say, Ricky, when you paraphrase that parable or whatever you're going, I got goosebumps.
Oh,
when you paraphrase that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sure. Yeah, what's funny is because your thinking is unorthodox. So now that people are hearing it, they're really thinking they're like this. Because when you positive mindset, everybody that gets up and speaks is like positive mindset, and you say no, that's actually, if you look at the other side of the coin, you're actually pushing out negative. Right? Like, hold on, how do you get your morning started? Do I chill out? Go ahead. So everything is a different perspective, and it's going to take a while. I have. When they see the results.
I have a really good analogy about going down the highway. I know you guys are the journey, right? You talk about the journey,
yes,
the road to success, all that stuff. Okay, can I just say that for a quick? So I talk about negative thoughts are a positive thing. Think about you're heading down the highway. You're heading down the highway to the life of your dreams. And you start to daydream and you start veering off the road. What happens? You hit the rumble strips on the side of the road. Boom, 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 boom. They feel uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
That's really what negative thoughts are. The rumble strips on the side of the road that keep you from driving off the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, so negative thoughts are just showing you, they're little red flags or little signs showing you you're getting off your path, man, right? You're getting off your path of good energy that gets you to your destination better and faster.
Man, I love it.
That's why I love the name of your podcast and everything. Yeah.
And because if those rumble strips become comfortable, you're going to end up off that cliff or in an accident.
Or they weren't there. Yeah.
Oh
man, I love it. So Janet, like I said, two more things, right? One, the first thing, looking at your journey, and I know you have an opportunity to share this a lot, as you're a speaker and you've written with some renowned writers and speakers, some that I admire in my life and growing and learning about success and just life itself. And if you look back, man, to that young Jan. I'm not saying not young, okay? I don't want to.
Oh, no, I'm old.
That's why I had to put the young.
Add both of you together, and that's my age.
So
never too old to learn these things.
Yeah. So, no, the previous Janet.
That's a positive. There we
go. Positive way to say it. Knowing what you know now through this journey where you are now, and just imagining someone else being in that place where you were at that time, what would you share with them? You said 30 seconds to talk to them. What would you say?
You have the power within you. It's not about what other people do or say around you. Everyone has this power. So just get into these good feeling places and step forward from good feeling energy. Everyone has the ability to have everything they want in their lives. It doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter what you're facing. Take back your power and don't be a victim, and step forward, because the world needs you. The world needs, especially the young people right now, to understand this and to grab a hold of this information. We need you all to take your positive energy and take it out into the world. And that is the secret to success.
Love it. Love it. Janet, can you share with our travelers where they can learn more about you, website, webinars, since we're in this whole virtual thing now, or coming out to your resort? Can you just share a little bit of information so they can find you?
Okay. JanetMcKee.com is kind of my speaker author page, and there's a lot of information on there. Gotcha. I am the CEO of Sauna View, and we do have a farm. We're in Pennsylvania. We're in the Laurel Mountains of Pennsylvania. Everyone's invited to come out. We've had people come from all over to visit our farm. You guys have my special invitation. Come on out. Yeah, if you just want to come and experience Mother Nature in a really cool environment. But please, the key thing here is if you want to visit stresslesssuccess.com, I'm giving away a lot of stuff for free. And free version of my book, free 3-day Banish Burnout download. I just want you to have this information. Do not ever hesitate to ever contact me at all. You find out how to contact me on all those places. I would be glad to help anybody grasp onto this information, because I want the best for you. That's why I do this.
Love it. Love it. Travelers, you heard it from here. We had a phenomenal guest on our show today, and Janet McKee. Man, replay. Get all these principles and nuggets that she has shared with us today, because if you're looking for that better life, if you're looking for that shortcut to success, you need to listen to this podcast right here. And I also want to, this just on a side note, I also want you guys to take note that she did recognize that I pronounced her company's name correctly. So that's something I've been working on, over the break. So you can expect higher things coming from me.
I don't care how anybody pronounces it, as long as you participate.
Yeah, there we go. So, guys, we've had a great time with you today, Janet. Travelers, always, we had a great time with you. Thank you for tuning in and listening with us today, or watching us today. We hope you're loving this new experience. And if you are, just go to your listening platform, leave a review, like, subscribe, share with your friends. And we will see you guys next week at the same time, the same place, on the Success Journey Show. Everyone have a good one.
You've been listening to The Success Journey Show, where your dreams, drive, determination, and diligence are the foundation to success. For more information, check out thesuccessjourneyshow.com. The Journey Squad is here helping you to your destination.